Hi everyone, I'm the Boston Potter. As they would say in Boston, let's get started. Just to give you an idea of what we're doing and where we are, we're upstairs at Gear. We got my whole setup here. We got this whole little setup to hold the iPad. We got a camera in front of me. We got beautiful background. The reason this plate is already looks finished is because I forgot to press the record button. We had to do it over again, so you're gonna get, God knows what you're gonna get. Hey, I don't know what you're gonna get. We'll drop the laugh track into the video because I wanna feel like I have an audience. And I wanna pick on some people in the front that I normally do that are not here. We should have had them come over for the video. Take two. Take one, take two. Hopefully I don't have to do a take three. I'll be here all day and all night. Maybe even sing or something. Don't get so close. Should I put on my mask? Because I was gonna teach like this. And do you see? You can see, because I'm from Boston. This is Boston, guys. This is Boston. I might not have Tom Brady, but I have dunks. That's almost as good. Do you see I have an addiction? A coffee addiction. Okay, let's paint this plate. We ready? Okay, let's get started. This class is this here. I'm going to tell you all the materials you need to do this. It's called wet etching. You're going to need polar bear, black lab, and you're going to need these four colors in a Fun Writer bottle. You're going to need $23.91, which is red blaze. You're going to need $23.05, which is blue heaven, $23.90 orange crush, and $23.03, which is lime Ricky. You're also going to need a toothpick, and you're going to need this brush, a number 14 brush. You can use a soft fan brush too. I prefer this. You can use this. You're going to need a pencil. You're going to need a marker, and you're going to need coffee, because that's what I need. But you don't have to have coffee. But you're going to need coffee. I need coffee. Okay, so, and you're going to need tissue paper and the pattern, which is this that you're going to get. Okay, so we're going to get started. You're going to do 3 good coats of polar bear on the top side of the plate. Just like the cooking shows, we don't want to have to wait for this to dry. So I'm going to put 1 coat on, then I'm going to grab my plate from the oven. The longer you can let this dry, the better, but I'd let this dry. Okay, here's my plate with the polar bear already on it. Now I'm going to take and put 3 coats of the black lab on top of this plate. So rinse your brush. You also going to need 2 buckets of water, because you're going to need a clean one later, but you're going to use one that you're using, but you need clean water towards the end when I show you what we're going to do. Okay, so I'm going to take the brush. Now I'm going to go over. Now you can paint the whole backside black too. I'm not going to do that for the sake of the video, and I need glasses, so hang on. Can't see anything anymore because I'm old now. I'm getting older with this virus. Okay, so you're going to put 2 coats. 2 to 3. I'd say 2 coats is good enough on the top. Depends how you apply it. I like to do nice even coats. I should be talking to everybody. I see you, Laurel, in the front row that I can pick on. Giving me a hard time. And Jo, I give her a hard time. Anyway, so this is what you're going to do. Now, you still want it to be damp when you do it, so I am going to paint the edges too, just so you get that. So it looks like I painted the whole thing. We're gonna put 2 coats. I think 3 might be a little much. Don't do it too thick and globby. You want nice, even strokes. Now I'm showing you this all with the fun strokes and how to do it. You need very little color. You don't need a lot of color, which is good. Okay, now I have to let this dry a little bit. If you feel like you did it too light and you want it 3rd coat, I think it's good with 2. If your white does show through, like this, the white doesn't show through in here. If it does show through and you don't want it to, then next time do an extra coat. But I think you're good with 2 heavy coats. You know, it's up to you. I would do probably 3 coats front and back if I was doing it myself, but right now for class purposes and the video purpose of the video, I'm going to do 2 coats. Okay, so that's my 2 coats. Now it's gonna dry enough to trace the pattern. So you're gonna put this on there and trace that. We're gonna do that in a second. So while that's drying, I'm gonna explain to you a little bit about it. Once you trace the pattern, this is done with, these are done with the Fun Writer colors, okay? This is all done with a toothpick. Now I'm going to show you how to do this without getting all that dust. And it still looks pretty cool. And it's fun and easier to do than dry. If you try to sgraffito when something's dry, it's harder. This is quick and easier and it's fun. I have this, which is, I'm going to explain this to you while you're waiting. So do you see how we put the white on first? Then we put the black. So this is more or less black and white with just the bits of color. I was going for that look. Then I thought, well, what if I did the opposite? What if I tried to do, you know, I wanted color to come through, you know. So I tried to do, so I put stripes of color because I figured, how can I do this? So I put stripe of blue, you know, blue, orange, yellow, green, red, blue, orange, yellow, all the way down the plate. And then when I scratch through it with the toothpick, it's coming out colors. So I kind of like the way this looked. I thought it came out pretty cool. I also have this, which is, now this one, I'm going to explain a little more after you see how I do it. I left all the stuff on it. If you look up this up close, you can see as I scratched through it. Now some of it did a little bit crawling, but I'm okay with that. It's still pretty solid, and you know, I can't feel the bisque. It's good. But I did, you know, you want to be careful not to go so deep when you're scratching. But this here, if you see in between all these little things, there's all this little, I wanted it to look like fur. Right before all this mess in the world started, I did this one. And this one was just white underneath again, then black on top, and then this, as you can see, it's solid. So I like to do some of the solid stuff. The solid orange, you can see a little bit of black underneath, but that's what I wanted. The thing about the Fun Strokes is it does go light over dark, especially with the Fun Writer, pretty well. There's another sheet over here another one of these sheep where I took the shavings off. I didn't leave the shavings on. So that one's cute too. It's just kind of messy looking, but that's what I was kind of liked about it. Here's another ostrich on just a single plate. If you wanted to simplify everything, you could do this. Again, this is Fun Strokes, but there's no, you know, there's no clear glaze on it, so I just put it on a little heavier. Let's see, and this one's completely different. This one is blue down first, white on top, and then I just kind of made little designs in the you know, inside the snowman. It's pretty fun and easy to do. So back to this, so we can get moving here. So we're gonna do, we're gonna take the tissue paper, we're gonna trace it with pencil onto the tissue paper from your pattern. Then you're going to take the tissue paper, you're going to line it up on here. You're going to take a marker. You can use water-based. I use a Sharpie marker. Never have problems with it, but some people do. They say that they do. So if you want to use a water-based marker, that's fine also. Make sure that it's bleeding through, which even if you use a black marker, you will still be able to see it on the black glaze. It will be fine. Okay, so we're tracing this. Now it's too quiet, so I need you all to laugh again. Because this is hard doing this without any audience looking on and making noise and giving me a hard time. A hard time. You see how I say hard? That's how to correctly say hard. It's not hard. It's hard. Give me a hard time. I do have somebody videotape me. She's probably thinking I'm nuts by now. She's not laughing though. I don't know why she's not laughing. I think I'm pretty funny sometimes. You can do this. You can make this. You can position these guys any way you want. I know when I do classes, I can't walk around and say how beautiful you're doing. So you're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to trust that you're doing a great job. These are cute little guys. I think these ostriches are really cute. I know when I've been looking around in some stores, not recently, but when I was able to look around and go shopping, I've seen a lot of this. I've seen a lot of ostriches. I think that's it. Get these out of here. Now, by the way, I spend a lot less money now that I can't shop. Although Amazon is I probably own shares in Amazon because I spend so much money. If a package don't come at least 3 or 4 times a week, then I'm doing something wrong. Okay, so do you see this? You can see it pretty clear, right? Okay, now the last thing you want to do is put in your color, okay? So now we're gonna start doing the toothpick thing, okay? So you're gonna take the toothpick and you're gonna do this. Try not to go too deep. Like I said, this line out here is just a guide. It's gonna fire out, you're not even gonna see it, but it's just a guide for how big you wanna do it. If you wanna do small ones, small-headed, like, I just wanted to give you an idea of where to go. You wanna go around your eyes. You can make these lines straight, you can wiggle them, you can do whatever you want. You can see how fast you can go with this. Just want to look at kind of funky, You can use any tool you want. I'm using this because the toothpick seemed to work the best. The toothpick seems to be just the right size for me because I've tried a few things. Okay, so you want to just go around I'm going to go quicker than normal. You can be a little bit slower and more careful and plan out exactly what you want to do. Now, I am going to do around the eyes. You can see I got around the eyes, so I'm going to go. Actually, you can even do that first so you know right where to go from. I am not going to do the circle because I don't want to do that, okay? So, but I am going to do this. I'm not going to do inside the mouth area, but I'm going to do the edge, around the edge. You'll see that it's very easy. And very easy to do compared to if I was doing this dry, I would have a hard time because I would have to just, you know, you really got to kind of scrape through and dig when it's dry, and you take more of a chance of it crawling. Looks like fun, doesn't it? Sure. Who's answering me? No one. I want you to all yell, yeah, this is fun. This is great. I like this. I hope Jamie's got a good angle on my piece and she ain't filming me too much. All right, now this guy here, I'm gonna do you notice I am not blowing that off because I don't want all this stuff all over the place. Now, if you feel the need to get rid of some of that stuff, the whole thing is we don't want to do that. I'm going to show you what we're going to do at the end. But for now, if you do want to get that off, you can take a little paper towel and do that. That will get the major stuff off, but you can see close up, you see all that little stuff? That's what I was saying that I did with that sheep, where all this stuff stayed on there, which is the little shavings of it, and I left it just and fired it just like this because I wanted to see if it got fuzzy around it. So you can also do that if you want to. But I'm going to show you how to get all that off if you don't want that. So now you can overlap these two. These two guys you can overlap because I kind of overlapped them on purpose. So you can see that they've got, you know, if you look at this one, see how it just kind of overlaps. So some of them overlap. I mean, like I said, you can just make these instead of, I like them curly, but you can make them straight so that it looks like he just got, you know, something, what do they call it, electrocuted, where they go, you know, and it looks like the hair just got blown up. So don't forget to go all in between the lines. As you can see all these fuzzies, see all the fuzzies? But you won't be able to move it. You definitely can't dip it. You'd have to put it right in the kiln like this. Which is what I did with this. I did it with the fuzzies. By the way, the other thing to know about this is you want to do this while, like I said, this is still damp. Once this dries too much, you're not going to be able to do that. So you don't want it to dry. So because the edges are going to start drying, I'm going to do this edge right here. See this here? I did that a little different than I did the rest. So I just did this. You see what I'm doing? See, it's going to start drying towards the edges, so I'm going to get the bottoms of these done. See, it's starting to dry right here. See how you can't get it? Where you can here. So, and I'm just not making it too thick. I'm going right over my lines. You can see this. The edge is dry, you know, quicker than the rest of it. So as you can see, I'm just scratching down to make this long neck, kind of just pulling them out kind of quick. And you don't have to follow your lines exactly. Like I said, it gets a little harder once it starts drying. I'm going to do this neck too. You can see that I'm going to turn him, so you can see I messed up right there. Now I either can paint that black or I can just kind of go over it because I'm pulling out color anyway. My nail hit it, so if your nail hits it, it will scratch it because it's still, like I said, it's still damp. So you can see I still got fuzzies all over this. Haven't done anything with it. Do not blow it off because it's just going to go all over everything you have. Try not to dig too deep. Try to dip kind of lightly, but make sure you're seeing that white there. You're going through each one. Go around the eye. Like I said, you can cross over each one. You don't want to cross over too much because you will, if you get too close, then you'll get that, this look that it's sort of gonna, like if I do a line here and a line here, this could come out. You gotta be careful, you don't want to pull all your little spots out and make a mess of that. take some long ones. You're gonna love doing this. It is a fun project. It's fun to do. It's a fun project. I could sit and do this all day because it's like sort of like the coloring book stuff where you just kind of, you know, it's relaxing. You really can't mess this up, really. I mean, you're just kind of making lines. The lines don't have to be perfect. That's why you don't have to trace all those lines. I'm almost done here. So, this is, you could do this on a round plate, any plate, like I did that small one by itself there. So if you wanted a kid to do it, that's a great little kid project. And it's fun to do, so. Okay, now I get it to this point. Now you can see all the little fuzzies. If you get up close, you can see the fuzzies. I'll hold it up. So the most you want to do is bang it like that, but you do not want to, you don't want to take everything else off. Now, you can see all this stuff that comes off, so that's the dust that you don't want to hang around with. You want to throw that out. But as you can see, this is what I meant by the fuzzies. All these little things are all the fuzzies I left on here and just fired it just like that and let the fuzzies fire on it. And that's how it came out. I didn't do it with the white because I wanted this look. So now this is what you're going to do. You're going to throw away all your little fuzzy things. You're going to take this clean bucket of water. You're going to take a bucket of water and a paper towel. You're going to wring it out. You're going to take the paper towel. You're going to open it up carefully. That's how you're going to get all the fuzzies off without ruining your piece. That's why we do the color last. You're going to put this on your piece, okay? And I'm going to pat it down. Just a little bit. It's not soaking wet. It's just run out. You see how this is patted down? Now that's it. I'm going to pat that down. Now I'm going to pull it up, and I pulled almost all my fuzzies off. Do you see the paper towel? Isn't that great? That's it. So that's how to get all the dust off. Don't get so close now. I don't watch these videos because I'd tell her to, can you get on front of me? Can you not take my whole backside? Okay, so now I'm gonna do my fun runners. Now I'm gonna take the orange, okay? And I'm gonna, you could do this with a brush if you want, but if you do it with a brush, if you do this with a brush, you want to make sure you do it a little bit heavy. See, this is one coat because I'm doing it with a fun writer. Now, I'm going around, I'm leaving a space. I'm trying to stay inside the white area. I'm leaving a space so that it has a mouth, okay? See that? Then when I do the eyes, now you can use, I'm using a pink tip. You can use a finer tip, the yellow tip, if you feel like this is too big. Because you want to be careful with it. You want to, if you mess it up, you're going to have to clean it up when it's completely dry. But this is what I'm doing. I'm going around the eyes too, because I don't want to have to put more black in there with the eyes. So you don't have to, you can just go around the eyes. So stay inside the lines of the white. Now I'm going to take the blue. I'm going to do this top one. So you might have a little, you're still going to have some fuzzies on there, but that's okay. I would leave them. Let me see, this one, there it is. Okay, so I'll do the blue. See, I'm going around the eye. Like I said, you can do it with a little brush, but you're going to have to put it on a little bit heavy. Leave the black. I mean, if you want to go back in and put black on after, that's fine. But right as it is now, you can just leave it just like that. which makes it pretty simple. I'm gonna fill in here. I kind of go around my edges first. If I can, especially like I'll do the whole top. It just gives it some nice bright colors. If you get a little blue into your white, just wait till it dries later and you can just clean that up with a little tool or with the toothpick even. Okay, you can see I'm kind of getting it together at the edge of the mouth. Okay, there's my blue. Now I think I'll do my green because it's over this side. Make sure when you use these fun writers, you shake them down. Don't use them like this. Make sure you use it on its side, because if you slant it a little, it will definitely help you to not do it too thick. It will come out thicker if you don't slant it. If you hold it up like this, it's gonna just pour out. So just do a little slant and just squeeze it a tiny, tiny bit. I'm hardly squeezing it at all. Are we having fun? The audience is supposed to be over there, Jamie. I hear everybody laughing. I hear people picking on me for my accent. Who wants to do that? Now I miss all the people picking on me for my accent. Nobody's asking me to say polar bear. I'm sad. Okay, we're going with the red. Not the polar bear, the red. Red blaze. No R's in red blaze, so I can't even. Oops, see, look what I just did. I'll have to show you how to clean that up, because that is not good. This one's coming out a little quicker than the others. This is when I wish I had the little tip. So if you want to use the yellow tip, it might be easier for you. This tip is a little bigger, so it's going to come out a little quicker. Whereas the yellow tip is a fine tip, so it's going to give you a little more control over how much comes out. I usually am pretty good with the fun writers. I'm so used to them that the bigger tip doesn't bother me, but as you can see, I just messed up. Oh, panic. Throw it out, go open a bed and breakfast, because you can't do pottery. Laugh, everybody laugh, hear all the laugh. Okay, so if you mess up, I normally wouldn't do this when it's wet, but let's see how it works out. It worked out fine. Okay, so I cleaned that up. But see, it's going to just keep going down inside the crack. So you might have to let it dry and then clean it up. You just use either a brush or a fun writer bottle with white in it, and you're just going to put a little dot. This is the small tip. This is the yellow tip. So see, it's very fine. So I'm just going to put a dot in each eye, because that makes it. That kind of completes it. Now, if you notice, this is this is an ostrich. So you can do this anytime you want. Usually if you're doing an eye, you usually keep, this is your eye, you usually keep. If you put a white dot here, you put it over here. Put it here, you put it over here. So you always keep the white dots the same. But with the ostrich, you can make them cockeyed, you can do whatever you want. So you can put them white wherever you like. Now, the other thing you can do is you can take one of these colors. I put just chillin', but you can write whatever you want on it with your fun writer. I don't know how much time we have left. That's the plate. If we have more time, I can sing you all a song. You all like my singing, so I could just sing you a song with my accent, but that ain't happening. I'm just kidding, because that ain't happening. I'll have to just keep talking. I think I'll write them in red this time, okay? Now, if you see that there's some white spots and you can kind of just wipe them off, or you can go back with the black and touch up. Like, see, I got some white here. You can touch up with the black. Like I said, you could put 3 coats on if you want it a little heavier. You can paint the back black. I'm gonna put, now I don't know, I know this is how you spell just, J-U-S, or you can put J-U-S-T. Sometimes I put J-U-S-T. Just, see, this one I put the T. So, it's up to you how you wanna use your language, how you wanna say it. So I'm gonna put, so you're just gonna write whatever you want on it. I just put just chilling. Sometimes on the little ones, I just write hey. I was just gonna make that into an H. That wouldn't have been good. Although, anything you if I even do this wrong, I can take this and I can scrape it all off when it's dry. Can't do anything when it's wet. But if it's dry, I can scrape that off and redo it. Put a little more black and redo it, it'd be fine. Like I said, if you feel like, now the reason we put this red, the colors on last, is because if we didn't and we put that on first, unless you let it dry really good, you're gonna get all those shavings onto you, onto the color without being able to get it off. So you wanna do all your color last. If you're doing this one, with the colors, like I said, you want to put 2 to 3 coats of just each color going down stripes. Okay, then you want to do, you can see it's a little fuzzy, and but that's what I liked about it. It kind of made it look cute. Up in here, how the colors ran a little bit together. It's just really cool how it worked. So anyway, that's what you're going to do, and then you're going to just do your lines like you did, and you'll have all the colors underneath. So it's sort of like that scratchy thing you used to do. How they have those, they had those things where you scratch through the black. That's what kind of gave me the idea in the first place. I just wanted to be able to get that color underneath, but I wanted to do it without getting a lot of dust, because we don't want to promote the dust. It's not good for anybody, so we're trying not to do that. So that's where it became wet etching, because we wanted to etch but not have the dust. And that's where the paper towel come in. Believe me, we tried a vacuum. I bought a little ladybug vacuum. That didn't work. We tried different things. We couldn't seem to get it out. We got all that dust off there. But because we didn't want anybody letting it dry and then blowing it off and stuff like that. So this way here, it picks up all, as you can see, it picked up all the little fuzzies, I call them, fuzzies. And like I said, try it with the fuzzies, it'll look good. If you want to ask anybody who did this plate at Gear Fest, everybody did a lot of designing on this, and they said they enjoyed it. I'll never really know, but they looked like they enjoyed it. They laughed. I don't know if it was fake laughing, but they laughed, so I think it was good. This is what it should look like, something like this, or maybe not like this, but it should look like this. And you want to just fire it. Like I said, you don't have to dip it. If you want to dip it after because you feel like it, I don't know, you just don't like, you can see when it's not dipped, it has this feel to it, which I kind of like. I think it's really neat. So I like it like that, but if you want it to be smoother like this, then you want to fire it first, which is what I did with this. I fired it first. I let the fuzzies just stay there. I fired it first and then I dipped it. You don't have to dip this, but if you want to, I would dip it after, like second fire it and dip it, because you are going to have little things on it and stuff. So it's really not meant to be dipped, because as soon as you dip it, even if it's dry, you may get some of those little fuzzies, and if you try to brush those off now, you're just going to make a mess of your piece. So that's the best way to do it. So that's it. So thanks for watching, everybody, or I should say watching. Wish you could be here, wish I could be there so we could just get together. I'm sorry about this whole thing that we have to do it this way, but at least we get to do it, and you're lucky enough to see me on videotape. I'm starting to get used to this. I don't really like it, but I'm getting used to it. So that's it. We'll catch you later. Stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next Boston Potta video.